Montreal, Quebec Major Junior Hockey League Commissioner Gilles Courteau announced his resignation on Sunday in midst of an intensive examination between the political class of state on harassment and initiations. 65-year-old Courteau, 37 years later under direction of the Junior Hockey League and planned 2024 retirement just a year away from retirement, announced. After witnessing harassment rituals hockey last month at legislative hearings at Quebec City, Courteau had assured politicians after giving assurance that none of allegations described in a Radio Blood report were included. Lead. However, former QMJHL player, who was a part this case, claimed that he had sexual abuse in his statement, and Courteau was under pressure of testifying for a second time, accused by opposition members. Legislature. The members of Legault government and commission voted end hearings. But State Minister Isabelle Chask said that last week he wanted to hear Commodore. He said he preferred hear before committee. On Sunday, Courteau suddenly left. He said that it was time to pass the torch. Courteau, in a letter published on social media, "The last events are on such a scale," he said. "When you devote most of your life in organization, it may be difficult to know when it is time to pass the torch." The story continues. Canada Hockey League, which is an umbrella organization for the three major young leagues of the country, expressed his appreciation to Courteau on Sunday. The Canadian Hockey League wants to thank Gilles Courteau for extraordinary commitment to the development of hockey in Quebec and Maritimes as QMJHL Commissioner. Quebec Legislative Assembly, Ontario Court's decision, Ontario Hockey League, Western Hockey League, QMJHL. The young hockey players experienced sexual assault torture in February. After the sexual assault torture in February examined the issue of harassment initiation. In February 3rd decision, Paul Perel, Justice Ontario Supreme Court, accepted evidence that players have experienced terrible, vile, unquestionable criminal actions in hands of former players' staff and hands their teammates' staff. He accepted lead evidence from players Daniel Carcillo, Garrett Taylor and Stephen Quirk, original heroes. However, Ontario judge rejected the request for 2020 class case against Hockey League's teams because they could not offer applicable plan to file lawsuits. Three leagues' 60-member teams, jointly 60-member teams, was joined attended by team. He is very responsible for each other's mistakes regardless of his disagreement. The plaintiffs may still appeal the decision or initiate individual cases against leagues and teams. At end of last year, Courteau announced that he would retire partially in the 2023-24 season after 47 years of participation in Quebec League. Especially he wanted to guide him. In his letter, Courteau said that his separation would be beginning of a new direction, a different direction, and that he changed from league inherited and called for end of harmful practices in sport. Courteau took over best job in league in middle of 1985-86 season and replaced Guy Morissette, will be named. In a statement, the league's executive committee made a statement that thanking Courteau for the service. The current assistant commissioner Martin Lavallee will take the best job in a temporary role, while the recruitment process for a new commissioner has been concluded. League. The recruitment process is already in the last stage. He said, layers will be gathered in the coming hours to discuss the next steps, including any action related to player safety.